Good morning, and thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Tracey McCain.
I'm Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax. We appreciate that. Or on WFSB Plus, perhaps. A lot to talk about, but first we want to say hello to meteorologist Tyler Hughes. Got to check on that first alert forecast for today and as we head into the weekend. Hey, good morning, Tyler.
Yeah, good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Hard to believe that Thanksgiving is less than a week away now.
I know.
Wow.
It's like my mind is blown.
Before we know it, we'll be stuffing our faces with turkey and all the goodies, right? Well, we do have a little bit of time between now and then, and we have a few more shower chances between now and then as well. More on that here in just a bit. But first, we want to get you what you need to know as you head out the door this morning. It's a bit of a chilly start. We've got temperatures in the 20s and 30s, so make sure you grab that jacket. 30 degrees even right now in Hartford, right now 34 in Torrington, still in the 20s as you head toward the northern and eastern part of the state as well. So if the kids are out to the bus stop, they'll need the jacket or the sweatshirt as well. Eventually by the afternoon, kids, recess will be outside, but temperatures will still be in the 40s, so you'll need at least a sweatshirt. Some spots may get up into the 50s this afternoon with clouds increasing, so we'll call it 45 to 51 for high temperatures today, depending on where you are. The best chance of getting into the 50s will be along the immediate shoreline. A chilly start this morning, and again, we'll see that increasing cloud cover through the afternoon, and that's ahead of our next rain chances for the morning tomorrow. So tomorrow morning starts off with a few rain showers, then we clear out. So tomorrow afternoon, your Sunday, dry and full of sunshine. So if you have any plans tomorrow afternoon or Sunday, you're good to go. Once we get into the holiday week, it's Tuesday night into Wednesday that we see our next chances for some rain as well. We know it's a big time of year for traveling, the holiday week, so this is our next big thing. Some showers before Thanksgiving, likely late in the day Tuesday into Wednesday. So we will talk more about this coming up in the full first alert forecast when I see you in just a few minutes. Right now, though, there's a lot going on the roads this morning. For that, we go over to Kate Francis. Good morning, Kate.
All right, good morning. Let's get you an update now. We've got a couple of breaking first alerts, all basically in the same area. If your travels this morning take you through Meriden on 691 eastbound, you want to make sure that either you budget in a lot of extra travel time or you go around here this morning. We've got this crash here, again, 691 eastbound between exits 1B and 1A. Left lane there is blocked off. So we had 8 vehicles total that were involved in this, what looks like some sort of chain reaction. Connecticut State Police on scene, also seeing heavy delays now through this stretch. So we're working to get some more information there, again, from Connecticut State Police. We do have a crew on the way to the scene. Also, because we're dealing with this basically in the same stretch of 691 between exits 2A and 1B, center lanes there are blocked off. DOT telling us this is involving a motorcycle, and now it looks like the right and 2 center lanes all blocked off here. This is an on-ramp, and then traffic kind of skirting by in that far left-hand lane at this time. So again, very, very busy, unfortunately, through this stretch of 691 eastbound through Meriden. I'll get you their full update coming up here in just several minutes from now. If you're looking for further updates, though, check the WFSB app. That's Quick Check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, we're on top of breaking news right now in East Windsor. That's where neighbors say they heard an explosion overnight. There was a barn fire right near the intersection of North Road and Main Street.
Your reporter, Anna Stansfield, is working to get you up to date with what happened overnight.
Well, Tracy, Caitlin, crews are back inside the fire station this morning after battling those flames for hours just about a mile down the road. The call came in at around 1:20 this morning, and they were there at the scene until just before 5 o'clock. Now, I want to get you guys straight to some of the photos that we received from the fire department. You can see there the massive flames taking over that barn that we're told housed several cars. It's a total loss at this point, but the good news here this morning, no one was injured as a result of this fire. By the time our crews got out here, Channel 3's cameras were the very first on the scene. The flames were out. The fire chief tells me neighbors reported hearing an explosion right around the time the fire started, but that is still under investigation. Now, here at the fire station, we're still working to find out more about what could have caused this fire. We know the fire marshal's office is now leading the investigation into what happened here this morning. Of course, as we learn more, we'll bring you the very latest details on air and on that WFSB News app. For now, though, I'm your reporter in East Windsor, Anna Stansfield, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, right now, the new interim superintendent in Middletown getting ready for his first day on the job. The Board of Education named him and addressed the former district leader who says they terminated because of his own actions.
Your reporter Taylor Knight is in Middletown to explain how we got to this point.
Well, this new interim superintendent has nearly 2 decades of experience. He was approved by the Board of Education here in Middletown last night, and they also discussed the former superintendent who they say was terminated because of his own actions. Dr. Alan Adley is Middletown's new interim superintendent. He spent 11 years as superintendent in Granby, then 6 in Darien, before retiring in March of this year.
I had a 5-month vacation from retirement, and this just fell in a wee time slot that, particularly I might say, I've always had a desire to work with a diverse city school, and this sort of rounds out my experiences.
Adley came into this position after former Superintendent Alberto Vasquez Matos was terminated earlier this week. The Middletown Board of Ed learned that Vasquez Matos failed to renew his required superintendent certification. When that was revealed, he was on paid leave following his arrest for alleged drunk driving in Florida over the summer. The board chair said the Human Resource Department gets flagged when staff certifications expire or nearly expire, but that report typically doesn't come out until January of each year. Adley will be walking into the building you see behind me for his first day in just a few hours. He says his goal is to make sure there is a seamless transition of power for staff, students, and their families. Your reporter in Middletown, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Right, this morning, a Bridgeport City councilman is once again arrested in connection with a ballot fraud investigation. Police say the crime happened during this year's local elections. Councilman Alfredo Castillo has now been arrested 4 times, and we're working to learn exactly what charges he faces and if this will have an impact on the city's election results.
Right now, the search is on for 3 drivers involved in a deadly pedestrian crash in Stamford that shut down 95 for hours during Wednesday morning's commute. Police tell us the victim was hit in the right lane near exit 6. You're looking at some video of all the delays that followed. And that victim, we're told, was thrown into the middle of the highway where they were hit by 3 other cars. 1 driver stayed at the scene. If you saw the crash or if you have any information, call police.
Well, today in Hartford, renewed calls for Congress to extend health care tax credits. Advocates are warning families in our state who are covered through Access Health CT they'd have to pay about $6,200 more for health insurance starting next year. That's a lot of money. Health care tax credits were a key issue during the government shutdown. Senate Republican leaders promised a vote on extending the credits sometime next month, but there's no guarantee it will pass.
Well, this morning we're hearing from the firefighter who saved 2 people from a burning home in Mansfield last month. Deputy Fire Chief Kevin Danielson lived just a few houses down the road from an alpaca farm on Warrenville Road. That's where the fire broke out. Look at the flames here. He had just gotten home when he heard the call come in and says his instincts and training immediately kicked in.
You throw a human factor in there, human life, human safety into it. So I kind of switched gears.
One of the survivors says she could not believe how fast he got there. Danielson was hurt but is now out of the hospital. And as you can see, he's back to work protecting his community.
Well, now to an update. Opening statements are set to begin December 1st in Brian Walsh's murder trial. The jury was seated yesterday, and the Massachusetts man is accused of killing his wife, Anna. Prosecutors say he thought she was having an affair. Her body has not been found. Brian Walsh has pleaded guilty to improper disposal of a body and misleading a police investigation. Some important health news this morning, especially as we head into the holidays. State leaders have just confirmed the first flu death of the season right here in Connecticut.
Your reporter Roger Suzanne is outside the Department of Public Health in Hartford. So Roger, what do we know about the person who died?
Good morning, ladies. We are still gathering information about this truly unfortunate situation, but we do know that the person who died was in their 80s and lived here in Hartford County. They died after contracting the flu late last month. This is, by the way, the first influenza-related death in Connecticut in 2025. 2 people died from the flu last year in our state. And, you know, leaders here in Connecticut say this situation is a grim reminder that everybody that's able to should go out and get their flu vaccine. It's not too late in the season for it to be effective. It's also especially important right now with so many people planning holiday gatherings in the very near future. So on our website right now, WFSB.com, as well as the WFSB News app, we've posted helpful information about where you can find the closest flu clinic in your area. Some of them are completely free. Reporting in Hartford this morning, I'm your reporter, Roger Suzanne. Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Roger, thank you. Today in Hartford, almost 300 winter coats are being delivered to students at West Middle School to help them stay warm this winter. It's part of the International We Love You Foundation's Winter Weather Clothing Drive, which works to make sure that all kids have warm clothes.
Happening tonight, a big night for UConn basketball fans. The women's team is putting their #1 ranking on the line against the Michigan Wolverines. They are currently ranked 6th in the country, so a top 10 matchup tonight. UConn has won all of its games by double digits so far, remain undefeated, but so is Michigan. So tonight's game takes place at Mohegan Sun Arena. The tip-off is at 8 p.m.